Hello everyone, welcome to Reading Through the Generations. I'm Precious and I'm here with a Tag Tuesday video. The fabulous Chattie from Chattie the Mad Chatter created this really fun book tag called Early Nerd, Books of My Childhood, and I thought in celebration of middle grade March I could answer her tag questions. Question 1. What is the first book you remember reading? When I was about 3 years old, I had books on tape that I would follow as I listened to the various nursery rhymes and fairy tales. But when I was 4 or 5, I remember reading this book, A Brighter Garden by Emily Dickinson, with gorgeous illustrations by Tasha Tudor and poetry collected by Karen Ackerman. I absolutely love this book, not only for the beautiful collection of poetry, but Tasha Tudor's gorgeous illustrations as well. Another picture book that I absolutely loved was Outside Over There by Maurice Sendak. He was one of my most favorite authors growing up, and when I was a very young child I used to reread this over and over again with my mom. Question number 2 is, which series or author did you love as a child? That would probably be my mom, since she was a really good storyteller, and I have very fond memories of my siblings and I cuddling in bed with her and just listening intently to all her silly and heartwarming tales of just growing up in the Philippines and all her family members. And as far as books go, Eva Ibbotson was a favorite author of mine. She wrote Island of the Ants and Journey to the River Sea. They both have important messages about found family and of protecting our oceans, our rivers, and they're just fabulous books. Another favorite author of mine was Rumer Godden, who wrote The Mousewife and The Didikoi. These books stress the importance of knowing your family's history and being proud of that. The Mousewife is more of a little book on the importance of sacrifice, compassion, and friendship, and I love these books so much. Another favorite author of mine was Joan Aiken, who wrote Jane Fairfax, which is a Jane Austen retelling of Emma told by the perspective of Jane, as well as the Wolves of Willoughby Chase series, and these are both lovely books too. And my last favorite author was Paul Gallico, who wrote The Abandoned and the Three Legends, which is a short story collection. It has some of his most famous tales, including The Snow Goose, The Small Miracle, and Ludmilla. I love this book and I tend to reread it every Christmas. Next question is, can you recall a favorite picture book? Well, I have 3 favorite picture books. First being Wildflower Folklore by Laura C. Martin, illustrations by Marguerite Dreyer. And this is a collection of biographies of 105 wildflowers, which I absolutely loved. Another book that I loved as a child was A Practical Guide for the Amateur Naturalist by Gerald Durrell, who is famous for his series My Family and Other Animals. And this is just a guide for what you can do if you want to be a biologist, really. It's filled with gorgeous illustrations. And then the other one is Legends of the World, edited by Richard Cavendish, and this just travels all around the world from the Far East to Europe. It includes Aboriginal folk tales. It has Egyptian and Muslim folk tales and legends. It's lovely. Next question is, did you collect books as a child, and can you recall a loved gift or a book you bought with pocket money? I remember being 13 years old and receiving a collection of classics for Christmas, which I absolutely cherished. It came with Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery, Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And they all became quick favorites after I'd read them. Next question is, what was your reading taste as a child? Is it different to now? I would say that my reading taste hasn't changed at all because I'm still a child at heart. I still read illustrated books for small children, middle grade books, books for young adults. I just absolutely love the messages of hope and unity that they tend to be about, and I just think that's a beautiful message for readers of all ages. Next question is, name a book you fell in love with as a child. Could you reread it now? I have reread it several times, and that's Arabian Nights, Stories Told by Scheherazade, with illustrations by Edmund Duloc. I loved this book as a child, and the illustrations are absolutely stunning. I highly recommend this book. Next question is, do you have books from childhood, and which is your oldest? It's not that old, but it's one of the most charming books. It's The Love of Baby Animals by Robert Burton, and it's filled with hundreds of the most charming animals on our planet Earth, and it tells about what they have to do in order to survive in the wild. And I've often given this as gifts to the young children in my life. I love it. Next question is, which book would you give a child in your life to read? Oh, well, I have two here. One being The Wish Tree. It's about a wise old oak tree that is a wish tree, and one day a little girl named Samar and her immigrant family move next door to this wish tree, and one day someone inscribes into the oak the word leave, and it has an important message about unity and community, and I recommend it for all readers of all ages. Another book I would give to a young child, and which I have given to many young children, is an episode of Sparrows by Rumer Godden. This is one of my all-time favorite books, and I reread it every spring, and every spring I plant blue cornflowers in honor of the protagonist, Lovejoy, who's a little orphan girl who one day when she's walking home from school, I believe, she finds a packet of blue cornflower seeds, and all she wishes and wants is to have a little patch of earth so that way she can plant them and plant flowers. And if you are a fan of The Secret Garden, you should read this book. I actually prefer this one over to that one. It's lovely. Next question is, what makes you excited about children's books today? What makes me excited about books today is how inclusive they are. There's definitely more mental health representation and diversity in books of today than there were when I was a little girl. And I love that, and I think that's something that we need to continue, because the more we know about different ways of thinking, different perspectives, and different life experiences, I believe that will create a more kind and empathetic world. And that's the end of the tag. If you'd like to do this tag, consider yourself it, and be sure to comment down below what are some of your favorite books from your childhood. I love to hear about them. I hope you're having a wonderful start to March, and until next time, happy reading and take good care. Bye-bye.